There is broad consensus among leading economists in the forward outlook for our economy. Economic growth will be positive, albeit subdued throughout 2023 and 2024. This will be set against a backdrop of continued low unemployment. Inflation is forecast to soften, but to remain above the Reserve Bank targets, and the terminal interest rate setting seems to be within one or maybe two final turns. And after recent events, perhaps we're already now there. Property prices will continue their moderation to somewhere in the order of a 15 to 20% fall from peak, plus or minus, depending on the location. And from that very macro-focused view, things seem pretty rosy, but there is a short-term and a long-term issue to address. In the short term, it's all about inflation. And this is where good news equals bad news. The good news of low unemployment and any positive growth forecasts, they're net inflationary and will be met with the bad news of further increases in interest rates. Increasing interest rates to slow the economy and to cool inflation is Basics Economics 101. However, a disconnect has emerged. Interest rates have increased and economic growth has slowed, but inflation remains stubbornly persistent. Sure, inflation shows signs of having peaked, but for every deflationary indicator, there's another staying stubbornly high. The Reserve Bank therefore walks the narrowest of paths to avoid recession, control inflation, and achieve broader economic stability. And now, an additional overlay to consider with the recent failure of the Silicon Valley Bank in America. I'll only speak briefly to the SVB story with these thoughts. It's not the story of a new GFC. It's not the story of a banking sector in crisis. It's just the story of a manager that chose growth over fundamentals. Now, on a positive note, having just seen the fastest rate hiking cycle in history, in the days immediately following the SVB collapse, market sentiment turned decidedly dovish. And this is a case of bad news being good news for the common household. Whatever the driver, bringing the prospect of a rate hike pause forward allows the market time to breathe, giving regulators and governments time to get a better handle on the true state of our economies. Thank you for watching our monthly economic summary. If you have any queries, please call our friendly asset management team on 1800 818 818.